Okay.
Mike, behind you on your background shot, you have a photo of your boat, a drone shot of your boat, and I think you were escorting Pat at the time. Can you
Yeah,
describe?
this was Pat Gallant-Charette's historic swim. She was the oldest swimmer to swim the Molokai Channel, like 69 years old. And at that time, when we were taking this drone shot, a group of pilot whales came right up to the boat, and they were actually feeding on a giant squid. One of them had the giant squid in its mouth, and the others were kind of coming around. And she, I don't even think she saw these whales. They just passed right behind her, and she didn't even see them. We just kept going.
Wow.
And,
And
she took almost 24 hours to finish that swim.
okay, okay. The pilot whales, how big are they for people who aren't familiar with pilot whales?
Um, my boat is 30 feet, which is about 10 meters. Some of them were about as long as my boat. Yeah, they're
And
huge.
yeah, and the squid that they were feeding on.
It was I think it was a giant squid, so that would be dragging. It was dragging out of one of his mouth. It was probably 15 feet long. The squid was, yeah.
Wow. And do they share it? Sorry,
I think they were. I think one kind of that one had it in his mouth, and the other ones were tearing off pieces of it.
right.
To do this kind of collective feeding type of thing.
And when you have a pod of whales like this, do sharks stay away? Are dolphins attracted? What's
Yes,
the
I would think if you see whales like that, there won't be any sharks around there because they're very protective of their young, and
got
they're
it?
much more powerful than the sharks.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah.
And you've also had some shark issues out there.
Um, well, nothing that's really become a real problem, but we do see them. The equipment I use has worked very well to keep
Okay.
them away. It's more kind of a thing that with Dean Swimmer, we were out there. His name's actually Dean Summer, but they call him Dean Swimmer for obvious reasons. But we came upon some white tip sharks, and they were approaching but not getting too close. And I just said, well, we're doing our thing, they're doing their thing. Let's just keep going.
Got it.
And we did that, and they're curious. They want
Yeah.
to see
Okay.
what's going on, what we're doing, and when they're deterred by the equipment, then they just keep their distance and watch, and we do our thing, they do their thing, and nobody gets hurt.
Can you describe your equipment that you use?
Yeah, it's just the shark shields, which
Okay.
are now it's called Ocean Guardian.
Okay.
The Freedom 7, we have a kayak, and we put two of those, one on the bow, one on the stern of the kayak, and so those are streaming in the water. They help to deter the sharks. They'll approach, but then they'll just turn and go away because it's really harsh on their sensitive sensing mechanism that they have.
Got it. Got it. And you've had Antonio go for 23 hours. You've had Pat go for 23 hours. I mean, are you at the helm all 23 hours, or do you
Antonio
swim?
was over 24 hours. Antonio was my longest swim.
Okay. And where did Antonio land?
At Sandy Beach.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
And the reason why his swim took so long is that our normal start place was not possible. The surf was too big.
Okay.
So we had to start at La'au Point, which is down the other end of the island.
Got
So
it.
he took more of a diagonal course across the channel rather than a straighter line.
Okay.
And
Oh,
the
man.
currents aren't as favorable that way. And to me, it's a longer swim that way.
Yeah. And on Oahu, you have like all different types of landing points. I mean, you've got Port Lock, you've got Hanama Bay, you've got Sandy Beach. I mean, those are completely different places.
Port Lock is totally adverse. I've never been there.
Okay.
That was, I think, only one swimmer came in there. I've never landed at Hanama Bay. Sandy Beach is earlier on. I used to land at Sandy's a lot, but my favorite now is Allen Davis Beach,
Okay.
it's actually a little bit closer, maybe a kilometer or two closer to Molokai because it's further to the east.
Okay.
And it's just it takes a better line because there's a ledge that we need to get up on top of, and if you approach that ledge too close to the island, that's where there's more current. You want to get up
Okay.
on the ledge, further away from the island.
Got it.
So, and in going to Allen Davis, you tend to get onto that ledge a lot sooner
Got it.
than later, which is best.
And the Allen Davis Beach, is that by Blowhole? Is that
No, that blowhole is more like between Sandy's and Hanama Bay.
okay? Okay.
So Allen Davis is towards Makapu'u.
Ah, got it. Got it. Okay.
About maybe a kilometer and a half down the beach towards
Yeah.
Makapu'u from
Okay.
Sandy Beach.
Okay.
And then we've landed a couple at right underneath the Makapu'u lighthouse. There's a
Oh, really?
there's a
Yeah.
point, and we swim around, and if it's the right conditions, you can actually climb out of the ledge there. That's where Dean Swimmer got out there, and also Attila Manioki, the
Okay.
record holder, got out there.
Yeah. Okay. Great. And how fast? And Attila's swim was how fast?
12 hours, 2 minutes.
Oh, wow. Okay. So that's the record. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And how do you define what what are the best conditions in the Molokai Channel, from your opinion?
Best conditions would be taking everyone in, including the crew, which would be light trade winds.
Okay.
About 8 to 12 knot trade winds.
Okay.
Because that way it's calm enough on the boat and the kayak that everybody can have a good time. And it's also, the ocean still got some push so that the swimmer can do a little body surfing, really, to get more to Oahu. And that coupled with good currents, we need the right currents.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And every year by year, you guys are getting better and better. I mean, you know, when Harry Huffaker and Mike Miller and all those guys did it, 40 years ago, I mean, it was a crapshoot.
It's all the technology that we have now. The technology and the and really the equipment that I have for the sea life that gives us more confidence to be out there. I think these are things that really help.
Yeah. Oh, great. Thank you very much for that.
Yeah.